guys, so as we've all seen and heard, G4 is officially gone under. But what's interesting about today is we're noticing some responses from Frosk. See, I wonder if she is starting to have doubts. I wonder if she's starting to think about her truly like think about her place in all of this. Is she feeling regret? Who knows? This is an article from Dot Esports from last night. Froskirin calls out G4TV for failing to support her over backlash over sexism in gaming segment. G4TV has been shut down after a lukewarm revival, leaving the gaming community mourning the loss of a nostalgic program. No, people were mourning the initial show. Yeah, I guess that's what they're saying. Nobody was mourning the new one. But some of the former G4 hosts took the opportunity to air some grievances with the program, including Indiana Frosk urine Black. Frosk made headlines in early 2022. God, I can't believe that was in January. Like, this year has flown by. After ranting about the sexism she faces in the gaming industry as a result of being a G4 host. At the time, she admitted she was getting sent toxic comments over her appearance. It has somehow become acceptable that you can talk about how much you jerk off to a woman as a compliment. It's dehumanizing and it's weird. It's weird. Women do not exist to be nice on the eyes for you. Olivia Munn didn't exist to be nice on the eyes for you, said at the time. She also pointed out she often got harassed and berated over her opinions on games, a lot more than her male co hosts. Frosk. So here's the thing is like when you operate from a lens of sexism, you're going to take every criticism and attribute it to your being a woman. It could just, it can't just be that you have not bad opinions, but that people are not agreeing with you. You're not resonating with people. It could just be your personality, not necessarily the fact that you're a chick, Frosk. And that is the problem when you view life through a racism lens, a feminism lens, anything, a transphobe lens. You're going to look for things to attribute to your cause here. Frosk said that both of them read from the same script, yet she is the one that faces all of the criticism. She gets special flame. Remember her rant? I feel like it's seared into my forever memory. At the time, the gaming community at large reacted negatively to Frost's statements on the show. Many called her an angry feminist and claims she hates male gamers. I mean, most of the viewers and fans were men. So, like, if you're out there saying everyone's hating on me because I'm a woman, it's like, well, then, you know what I mean? You're putting that out there. So don't be shocked that you're getting it back. That people go like, oh, you're putting out this feminist mentality. So people are going to think that you hate men. Now, Frosk has claimed the G4 team did not stand up for her as she faced backlash. What? Weren't they all alligator clapping along for you, Frosk? Like weren't they all I stream with my heroes? What more could they have done for you? Frosk reveals frustrations with G4 management. Frost's sexism in gaming segment was approved by everyone running XPlay, Frosk tweeted yesterday, noting that G4 had made an internal statement at the time that diversity and inclusion was important to the show. It's so easy to say. All these corporations kind of have to say that they are about diversity inclusion. But it's like they were already about it by hiring you, Frost. You didn't have to then go ahead and do a special rant. Like I've said this so many times, like she had already won. She looks how she looks and sounds how she sounds, and they still hired her, which means that's a win for diversity inclusion. That's a win against sexism in gaming. The fact that you are even fucking there is a win. Like almost like be grateful that you're there and make change subtly. Over time you build your fan base. Like I just don't think the time for an unhinged rant is right when you're hired at a brand new, I guess, revival of this show when they're trying to make a good impression. I don't know. I think she bit off more than she can chew. Could chew. Could chew. She said that she was supported initially, but that changed after new threats. Then I asked for support multiple times and was ignored or directly lied to about support coming. No guidelines, no plans, no help. Then management changed and it became openly hostile. What was she expecting? Guidelines, plans. What was going to be what plans should they have had? Okay, so here's her tweet from yesterday. My sexism in gaming segment was approved by all executive showrunners in X Play. When I was originally hired and cast, G4 made the internal statement that diversity and inclusion was what it was built on to fix the past. G4 made the internal statement that diversity and inclusion was what it was built on to fix the past. What the hell needed fixing? It was a great show that people loved. Okay. I was fully supported initially until doxing and threats. While some came to Frosk's support, the gaming community largely reacted with hostility to her most recent tweets about the show. Some brought up how flippant Frosk seemed when other people at G4 laid off. Yeah, remember that? I survived? That was another bad move. Others said Frosk and other hosts were toxic themselves. Many replies blamed Frosk for making the show tank, calling her hostile. Of course, while there's certainly no what is this a completely different article? It is. Okay. So it's interesting that we're now starting to see some response from Frosk. You know, a lot of people have been blaming her for the downfall of G4, but now she's actually tweeting about it. So this is her tweet from before where she said she was supported until doxing and who or what was being doxed or threatened. Like, post the receipts, Frosk, if you're getting all these threats. Post screenshots. Then I asked for support multiple times and was ignored or directly lied to about support. What kind of support? Like, what does that mean? No guidelines, no plans, no help. Then management changed and it became openly hostile. And now, this is the last thing I'll ever say about G4. People who I worked with were lovely. I gave them everything: producer, writer, host, and more. Would do it again. Love you all. And then, of course, Gary's here. It's better to burn out than fade away. Not you. This song, Frostbitten. Always makes me laugh when I see he's there. But look at this man. This video. I never expected this. Like, holy shit, did I get use out of that $10 wig from Party City? My God. I'll like never forget. It was January. He was like, yeah, did you see this girl kind of flipping out? I was like, yeah. He's like, are you thinking what I'm thinking? I was like, yes. I was just like, I don't know. I don't know who this girl was. I did a couple cram sessions. I would listen to it over and over again. I listened to the rant with the volume on. I listened to the rant with the volume off just to get her like her physicality down. You know, you make some exaggerations. Obviously, this was an old ring that I got from Disney World that I had to bend out of shape and shove up my nose. And that's why like the thing kept falling out. Like the more I would do the impression, the more this ring like could not hold the shape anymore until eventually it just I probably should have just bought a nose ring. I just didn't know I'd be doing it so much. Oh my god. And here's Vidal. I guess you can say they've been frostbitten. Oh my god. I want to see the response to this initial tweet here. The quote tweets. That's where you really see the magic. Yikes. You told us from Sleepless TV, you told us not to watch, and we listened. All that happened is you got exactly what you asked for. To blame anyone but yourself and your idiotic tirade is really stupid when the whole internet saw it. Frosk ducking accountability for tanking an entire network with one segment. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Peace. It's always someone else's fault. The woke always blame someone else. From Matt Kadish, she's missing the lesson here. Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they never stopped to ask if they should. Aw. By the power of white girl, I am offended on your behalf. Proof that they were all out of touch with both women and the gaming community as a whole, even speaking as a woman and a part of the gaming community. That should have never been approved. It's good to hear from actual female gamers on this topic. Never mind whatever doxing and threats you claimed happened, the fact of villainizing the. And she goes on. And then people are just making fun of her for being white, which is like not the most helpful. Too fucking late. You and Adam both alienated the fans and ruined what was supposed to be an awesome revival of a beloved gaming show about gamers and the world of gaming. But no, you had to go out there and insult us fans for shit that only morons do to make us look bad. Yeah, it feels like the fans are like feel offended. Wow. Right. It seems like people are like, wow, you're blaming G4 now because you weren't saying this shit while you were working. No one wanted or needed you in the gaming world. Gaming was inclusive as it ever needed to be before your ilk came about in gaming, companies, journalism, or your single-handed ruination of G4. Who's the bigger cokehead, you or Adam? Oh man. From Jacob Wolf. Is he a gaming person? And anyone who thinks Frost comments on sexism and misogyny were meaningful enough to tank the network is ignorant. It drew the ire of a certain portion of the gaming community, but no significant amount of those people were watching G4 anyway to begin with. I don't know about that. The company went under because it wasn't making enough money. So I that to me sounds like they turned off the existing fans because of it. Just having a noisy a bunch of people on Twitter talking shit is not enough to tank a network. I mean, CNN is still going. They just, I think they turned off a lot of their fans. They stopped watching after this. Star Wars girl. Anna says the only sexism in gaming is from people like you. That's why G4 failed and you were fired. You have no one to blame but yourself. Now that G4 is done, she's thing to throw it under the bus. First you kill the network, then you throw it under the bus after it dies to try and squeeze out a tiny bit more from its corpse. Woo! Some of these are vicious. The issue with modern media outlets' view and version of diversity and inclusion isn't that it's divisive or inclusive, but it doesn't actually learn from the past that they're fixing. They still have the same attitude and bad habits. They just think they're directing it the right way. Yeah, it seems like they wanted to fix the things that were actually working for them. People loved Olivia Munn. People loved whatever, even that other chick. That's why they sent Amaranth in there to toss around in a tub after this rant, is because they were like, no, the fun chicks that are cute, that are not taking themselves too seriously is what people liked. So that's not the part they should have fixed. Like, sure, have someone like Frosk on, hire her, sure. But then like have a couple of other fun, um, I don't know, like feminine, pretty, like I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Keep what was working last time, in addition to adding your inclusivity and other roles. Morgan Webb, thank you. Fucking Morgan Webb. Yeah, no, I agree. CNN was a bad comparison because CNN does get bailed out every few years. And like they just are buttressed. Oh, okay. Okay, I see that note, NVIDIA. So it seems to me Frosk is starting to really feel her part in all of this. Poor Frosk. I wonder what her next move will be. I don't know what kind of support she actually expected. Okay. This is another response to her tweet. They recognizes that antagonizing, ridiculing, and shaming your viewers is a bad business model and likely to drive away advertisers as well. You should have realized their hostility was their way of showing displeasure at the damage you done to their brand. Yeah, because maybe the hostility was them like looking at their numbers going like, "Oh shit. How are we going to come back from this?" Management changed because they realized how toxic you and Adam could be. It was monumentally nuts. I'm a guy who loved the old shows. Hell, was willing to give the new run a chance. You were hostile to the community. You were supposed to entertain. That's a great point. At the end of the day, you are there to entertain. You're a TV personality. Your job is to be funny, clever, lighthearted, just be fun. Be somebody that people want to watch. So maybe it was a mismatch. Like, if you want to be, that's the thing. And then all these feminists get so like they get an inflated sense of their importance. They get an inflated sense of self. They think everybody wants to hear this kind of shit. And it's like they don't. People just want to be entertained, especially people that are into gaming, exactly, into movies, all the stuff we talk about on FNT. Like when people start to ruin, when like we all know this, the message gets in the way of entertainment, it turns people off. And they're like, well, I guess it's back to watching sports. Like, facts. I was watching loyally up until the rant. I didn't like it and stopped watching. This is a good example of what happened. Because they never should have okayed it. And once they realized it cratered the network, they distanced themselves from the kryptonite. They greenlit. They realized what a colossal fuck up it was. They share the responsibility for the result. But what the fuck did you think was going to happen? Using an established brand to draw from an existing fan base, knowing full fucking well what the expectations were, only to subvert expectations. Good job. You got to hop on your soapbox, and in doing so, ruined it for everyone else. And that's the thing is, why not create a new brand? Like you took this old brand and you shat on it and ruined what people liked about it. Not just Frosk, but like everybody involved. Which is exactly what they're doing with all of these movies that people have nostalgia for. It. They're taking the existing fan base, adding a woke agenda or a woke element to it, and then like the individuals themselves kind of torpedo it. So why not start like a new feminist gaming channel with Frosk and like see how that does? It might do great because you're not taking an old thing with an old brand that people expect to see continued. You know, just start your own thing. Start your new brand like Frost Gaming. I don't know. Love you guys. Thank you for the chats. Thank you for the comments. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Bye. All right. Love you guys. God, I don't even want to leave. This candle smells so good. I don't want to leave. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye. Love you all. Join the Discord. Feet. Love you all. Wow. You guys are awesome. Come and get it. Bye, guys. Bye. Now I'm really leaving. Love you. Bye.